Hello and welcome. This time, Daniela Explores takes you for a walk in the parks of Sofia. The Crystal Park is small but lovely. The park takes the name of the Crystal Restaurant, which was a favorite among artists, actors, and musicians in the 80s and 90s. The restaurant is long gone, but the park is still a favorite spot for students and artists, actors, and musicians, especially in the evenings. This is a monument of Stefan Stambolov. Stefan Stambolov was an important but also complicated man. In brief, Stambolov was born in Tarnovo in 1854. He became one of the leaders of the internal revolutionary organization and participated in the preparation of the Stara Zagora and April Uprising. After the liberation, he rose among the Liberal Party, and in 1884 he became the president of the National Assembly. In 1887 he became prime minister and remained in power until 1894. He is credited with stabilizing the country politically and economically, but he could be heavy-handed. Many of his political opponents were arrested, some were even executed. He also closed down a number of independent newspapers. He was forced to resign due to a scandal involving two married women and a duel. Some historians believe that the details of the scandal were made public as a way to pressure Stambolov into resigning. Shortly after stepping down, Stambolov was attacked. He survived, but Hristo Belchev, the finance minister who was with him at the time, was killed. He was attacked again in this park and died of his injuries in 1895, age 41. Stambolov was also a poet, and he co-authored with Hristo Botev the poetry collection Songs and Poems by Stambolov and Botev, and then a collection of his own simply titled Songs and Poems. This impressive neo-Renaissance style building is the Central Military Club, which means that we are heading for Knyaz Alexander Square. In my previous video I told you about Prince Ferdinand, but before Ferdinand there was Alexander of Battenberg. After the end of the Russo-Turkish War and the Treaty of Berlin of 1878, Bulgaria needed a king, and Tsar Alexander II recommended his nephew, Alexander of Battenberg. Alexander of Battenberg became the first prince or knyaz of the Principality of Bulgaria. Alexander was told to just look pretty and do nothing. But, against his uncle's wishes, he did quite a lot during his short tenure. Let's roll back a few years. The Treaty of Berlin splits Bulgaria into two. The Principality of Bulgaria, a vassal state of the Ottoman Empire, but de facto an independent country, in the north, and Eastern Rumelia, an autonomous province of the Ottoman Empire, in the south. As you can guess, this configuration flew like a lead balloon for most Bulgarians. The prince, on his part, quietly supported the idea of unification of the two Bulgarias, with both international diplomacy and by supporting the secret Central Revolutionary Committee in Plovdiv. His actions went against the wishes of Tsar Alexander III of Russia and a number of European powers. Roll forward to 1885. In a bloodless revolution, the government of Eastern Rumelia in Plovdiv is overthrown, and the revolutionary leaders invite Alexander to take over Eastern Rumelia and de facto unite Bulgaria. Alexander of Battenberg's telegram to the great powers of Europe regarding the event, in my opinion, is a masterclass in the ultimate truth of politics. In brief, politicians may make as many decisions as they wish, But if people really don't like them, things will end up badly. This is the former royal palace and is the home of the National Gallery, which is very good. But it was such a beautiful afternoon that we end up making a beeline for the park. Anyway, back to Alexander. Of course, Alexander ultimately had to pay the price for disobeying Russia and annoying the other European powers. Alexander had to abdicate, but not before making sure that the Ottoman Empire formally acknowledged that Eastern Rumelia was part of the Bulgarian Principality, and repelling an invasion by the Kingdom of Serbia in the north. Earlier I told you about the failed assassination attempt on Stefan Stambolov that took the life of Hristo Velchev. It happened in these lovely gardens. This is the National Theatre, but the full name is the National Theatre Ivan Vazov. Ivan Minchov Vazov was a poet, a novelist and a playwright. He is considered the patriarch of Bulgarian literature. If you want to learn about the history, you read history books. But if you want to really get to know the leaders as well as the ordinary men and women that made that history, you read Ivan Vazov. Ivan Vazov loved going to the theatre, and he had a permanently reserved seat, and a commemorative plaque still marks the spot, Ivan Vazov's seat. The theatre was designed by the Viennese architects Fellner and Helmer in the Baroque style, but according to others in the neoclassical style. Well, looking at it, the portico with the frontone are close to neoclassicism. Poseidon, or Neptune, is in the center of the tympanum, but I couldn't find a reason for Poseidon to be chosen. The Greek god patron of the arts is generally Apollo, and Dionysus for the theatre, but let me know in the comments if you know. Nonetheless, the composition is delightfully Baroque down to the gold leaf accents.
Now clearly she wasn't.
The soft autumn light glittered and played on the water droplets of the fountain sprays. Sofia's parks in the autumn are wonderful. The noise of city life feels muffled and distant. The orange, red and yellows of the turning leaves shine like pieces of gold and bronze in the mellow light. But of course I cannot fully appreciate it without a cup of coffee in my hand. So I went looking for coffee. And you can get coffee from Starbucks and Costa. But I got 2 very good coffees to go from here. In the next and last video in Sofia, Daniela explores takes you to the lions. Thank you for watching. It would be great if you can like the video and subscribe. I publish in English on Tuesdays, Italian on Wednesdays and Bulgarian on Thursdays. Thank you for watching, stay curious, have a lovely day and bye bye!